game is afoot.
The game is afoot. No, I can't.
You really can't.
No,
I can't either.
I would hurt myself.
Yeah.
Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben.
And I'm Kay.
And today we are reviewing Enola Holmes.
1884, a world on the brink of change. On the morning of her 16th birthday, Enola Holmes, played by Millie Bobby Brown, wakes up to find that her mother, played by Helena Bonham-Carter, has disappeared, leaving an odd assortment of gifts behind, but no apparent clue as to where she has gone or why. Based on the beloved book series by Nancy Springer.
So we had this screener from Netflix for a while. Thank you, Netflix. I don't understand why so many reviews are out so early. By the time you've watched it, you would have forgotten it completely. So I'm trying to release a review much closer to the release date of this film. Talking about this film, it's had a time to try and even get to Netflix.
Yeah.
And that's because the author who wrote the novels has been sued by the estate of
Arthur Conan Doyle.
Thank you. Also Netflix. There's been many suings and they've had court dates, and this has been going around for a long time. This is not the first time the estate has sued a Sherlock Holmes film. Recently Holmes with Ian McKellen, that was also sued. The issue that they had was that the characteristics portrayed by what their law dictates, because they have certain ways that the Sherlock Holmes character needs to be, or the way that various versions of him are allowed to be shown on screen. And so, because Enola Holmes is a Sherlock, is a Holmes, and she is going to be a detective like him, she has to go or personify the same things that he has. And because it's so different, because he is also very different, that was the big thing they took issue with. So that gives you an idea of how this film is different to the other Sherlocks. So you may be going, oh, another Sherlock Holmes films, another TV series, because we've got so many of them.
Yes, we do.
They're very popular. I quite like all of the different versions of them. I find the stories very interesting, the moderns, the old, they're all really fun to watch. They all kind of bring something new. And I feel like this also brings something new to the table. So putting all the court cases aside, was it fun to watch?
So I really enjoyed this. I thought it was very clever. It was cleverly written. It was cleverly styled. I thought that I actually really liked her breaking the fourth wall all the time and talking. It was really funny when we started watching it because you see her cycling through the countryside and the music and everything. And Reuben turns to me and goes, I feel like she's about to start monologuing, that we're about to hear a narration from her point of view. And she turns to the camera and starts speaking. I was like, yep.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you sometimes have issue with characters narrating and talking to the camera.
Exposition, monologue, and breaking the fourth wall feels like it sometimes takes you out of the adventure that you're having. But that didn't seem to be an issue for you.
No, it wasn't an issue for me. I loved the costuming. I thought it was... I think when you're in a Holmes environment, you kind of have to suspend your disbelief anyway. A lot of things happen that are a lot implausible. Like how do you survive that? How do you survive? Wow, that's an amazing coincidence. And I think that is with all of the Holmeses really, apart from the really old ones that are very, very true to the books.
Yeah.
They're all like that, and it's an adventure, and it's a ride that you're on. So just suspend that disbelief and go with it and enjoy it. I didn't have a problem with it being a female lead. I thought she was fantastic.
I mean, it is based on the book, so that yeah.
And I know that we found it dragged a little bit in the middle, but I think it really picked up again towards the end. It could maybe have been slightly shorter.
I liked it. I really like Millie Bobby Brown in everything she does. Obviously, Stranger Things. She's obviously very close to the project. She's a producer on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought what she brought to the character, both in physical action, which was very believable. She had some intense fight scenes. And I love the fight scenes because they really showed that you can know everything, but when you're small and petite, it doesn't matter how much you know. When you're going up against someone that's pretty rough, pretty strong, much bigger than you, gravity will work.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that. I felt like the fight sequences weren't definitely not like the ones that we had with Robert Downey Jr., where he goes into his mind palace and he focuses on that and he does that and then it breaks down. This was much more real.
Yeah.
Real.
It was scrappy.
Yeah, which I really appreciated. And then her emotional acting which I guess is part of the issue that they had with it. But there are times when you needed a bit of emotion. She needed to show that she is a female, she's a young girl, and what she's going through is quite traumatic. And I really believed both the really kind of the gritty fighter in her and the female part of her, and then you slap that in together and she's becoming the world's greatest detective. Not Batman, but she's trying to mimic her brother.
Yeah, but choose her own path.
Yes, and I really appreciated that. I think some people will think, is she going to team up with Holmes? Is she going to team up, and there's going to be a duo? I was a little bit disappointed that didn't happen. I was hoping to see a duo. So I'm just going to put that aside. If you're going in thinking that, it's definitely the protagonist for the majority of the film is Enola Holmes, and you don't get to see that much of Henry Cavill doing his Sherlock, and I was looking forward to that because I wanted to see how he would play with that character. Right. But it's not about him, it's about Enola, and that is fun. Okay, I thought the soundtrack was really good. I really enjoyed the period score, so not soundtrack, the score. It heightened when it needed to. It brought up the adventure when it needed to. I'll also say that I didn't quite guess everything that was going to happen. I thought I knew everything.
Yeah.
And then there were bits that were like, oh, okay. Because they do this clever thing. They point one thing, it's like misdirection, and it goes the other way. And that was very good. I would say my standout performance, though, is probably Helena Bonham-Carter. And she's not in it for that much. I just wanted more of her. Maybe I'm a bit biased because whenever she's in anything, I was just like, she's so great. And I thought Millie was fantastic. But yeah, I just loved the scenes they were together. I feel like everything Helena Bonham-Carter is in, whoever's acting with them suddenly has like this ability to be better than they usually are. That's my perception.
That's your perception. Yeah.
I might be right.
Don't know.
It's not as grand in scale that I expected it to be, because I thought this film was going to be one that was going to go to the cinema before COVID stopped everything. It's more personal story than I was expecting, but I actually think that does it a service. So rather than big spectacle explosions, you're getting a personalized adventure storyline that seems to be much more real. Although you do have those things where you have to kind of okay, this is the Hollywood part of the story, but for the most part, I thought it was quite a personal story, and it seemed to really work. Yeah. I'm gonna give this a B+.
Okay, I think I might go. Well, no, B+. Simply because it dragged a little bit, and I lost focus in the middle. Yeah.
So as much as I enjoyed it, I can't see myself going back and watching it like straight away. I may, go back to it in a couple of years and go, oh yeah, that was quite fun. Yeah. But if I thought about like which Sherlock I'd rather put on now, it would definitely be one of Robert Downey Jr.'s ones, just because how much fun they are to watch. It's a escapism spectacle, and this is more a personal drama story. It's also a love story, so it's it has a lot going on for it. It is a different story, but that's not to say it's not good. I thought it was good. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching this review, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.